Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Thank you for joining me for another office hours training. I'm Crystal L. Gunn, your financial strategist, life insurance agent, and small business advisor. Right. And part of my job as that strategist is in all of those roles, actually, is to bring information to you that you didn't know existed, that you didn't know enough about, you didn't understand or necessarily had ever thought about how it could positively impact your life. So I try to bring that sort of information when we're creating strategy, when we're talking about your situation, or I'm just trying to educate you, be it here or in workshops or in courses that I have. So we're going to continue to do that this month because it's National Long-Term Care Awareness Month. And so all month we'll be providing information about long-term care insurance, cancer insurance, chronic critical illness insurance, and then an amazing new product that my team has for life insurance and long-term care that is truly a guaranteed issue. There's no medical questions asked. So I'm so happy to be able to have that tool in our toolbox because that's going to positively impact a whole lot of lives, right? So today, let's talk about the importance of planning ahead. Why planning early for long-term care is crucial. You hear me say, the earlier you start a thing, just the better. But if you haven't started the thing yet, don't beat yourself up. Don't think that it's too late. Just start now. So planning ahead for long-term care is a proactive step that offers financial security, peace of mind, and the ability to make informed choices. Oftentimes we are reactionary, right? Something happens and then we look for the solution where we know that there's a possibility that someone's going to get ill. Everyone has a date when we're going to go home to meet our maker, right? Everyone has a death date. You cannot get around it. Getting insurance doesn't speed that death date up. There is a possibility that you may be in a situation where you need long-term care. There is a possibility where you could have some critical illness. All of those things are possible. It's the reason why you have homeowners insurance. It's the reason why you have auto insurance. It's the reason why you have insurance on your car. On your phone. So let's not think that things won't happen. And so it's all about managing risk, but we have to be proactive about it. So being proactive and securing long-term insurance early, again, peace of mind, the ability to make informed choices. It's natural, right, to delay thinking about long-term care because we don't like to think about that whole piece of life in general. But starting early helps to ensure that you're prepared for potential health challenges and reduces the financial burden on yourself and your loved ones. It also helps your loved ones prepare and think about potential health challenges, right? Early planning provides more options, like securing long-term insurance at lower rates while you're still in good health. Like, it's so crucial and key to do it while you don't know how many times I get calls from people and they need some sort of life insurance or some sort of, they need some sort of insurance, and it's either cost prohibitive because their age or they're already ill, so they can't get anything, or it is a very small amount of coverage that costs a lot. And typically then saying you still have to be alive for 2 years before it would pay out any type of death benefit. And it may not have critical illness. So Planning provides more options. This can help you cover the high cost of in-home care, assisted living, or nursing homes without dipping into your savings or retirement funds. Like that's crucial, right? Additionally, preparing ahead allows you to make decisions about the type of care you prefer, whether it's aging in place with home assistance or choosing a quality facility. You get the choice because you planned early, right? Um, Early planning just truly fosters conversations. It opens up those conversations that we don't typically have because we're not thinking about it, right? So it opens up those conversations about care preferences, expectations, responsibilities, alleviating stress during unexpected situations. Planning for long term care well in advance empowers you to take control of your future, safeguarding your financial stability and preserving your quality of life. So, do me a favor, think about the rest of your life. What would happen if you needed assistance with the activities of daily living, the ADLs, like bathing, feeding yourself, walking, using the bathroom, etc.? Who would assist you with that? Would the cost be a burden on you and your family? So if something happens, and you've heard the stories, you may have even seen it in your own family. Someone is ill, they're at home, not in a nursing facility, but they're at home, or you bring them in to live with you and they need this constant care. It's where there's a lot of love that goes into it, it's also draining on that caregiver. And what if that caregiver has a job, right? So, not only the cost burden, but the physical and the emotional toll that it takes on that caregiver. Statistics show that nearly 70% of 65-year-olds will eventually need long term care services or support. But do not think that long term care is only for seniors. What if you were in a car accident and needed care? Or if you get injured at work, or a sports injury, or complications from childbirth? What happens? Who's going to take care of you? Who's going to pay those costs? Right? You have to think about that early on. The lack of long term care insurance can wipe out the wealth of a family and could keep you from getting the best possible care, right? We often care for our sick and ill at home for a whole lot of reasons, right? Without any type of long term care insurance. Now, where it's commendable to do so, other options are out there and would be great. The monetary support that you receive with long term care insurance can provide for better care, give relief to family caregivers, pay bills associated with that care that's not covered by health care insurance, and it can help the family out of financial ruin. My mother had to correct me. I did my regular podcast yesterday, which Amazing Women Speak, and we talked about this. And I had been remembering this thing wrong. My dad died, was in hospice in 2016. Beautiful, beautiful facility. I thought it was $5,000 a month. My mother said, no, ma'am, it was $10,000 a month just for room and board and insurance. And he had great health care insurance. It didn't cover that. They paid that out of pocket. Do you understand what I'm saying? Right? $10,000 a month. That was in 2016. It's probably $20,000 a month right now, easily. Beautiful facility, right? But it cost, the care he received when he was there was impeccable. But who's going to pay for that? What if you don't have the money in order to be able to do that? Right? So again, that long-term care insurance can provide better care, give relief to family caregivers, pay bills associated with that care that's not covered by health insurance, and it can help keep the family out of financial ruin. Right? It also can keep family from feuding because there's inevitably one person who's going to do more than the other. And that puts a wedge and a strain on that relationship. Right? So, my favorite thing for today, you already know, it's long-term care insurance. Like, this to me is a true no-brainer. Like, it doesn't make sense to not have it. Like, it just doesn't make sense. The stories that I hear just from the people that call me, right? So you can imagine what's really happening out there in the world. So long-term care insurance. So what are you going to do next? You're going to, if you have long-term care, review your coverage, right? If you have chronic or critical illness insurance, review the coverage. Determine if you have adequate coverage, right? A lot of seniors rely on Medicaid. It does not, unfortunately, where it is helpful, it does not provide you with with enough, and you have to almost have no assets and earn no revenue in order to, you know what I mean, to qualify for it in the first place. So you definitely don't have any wealth, and there's nothing to pass down. And so they've gotten tighter with the rules, and you can't deed property over to a family member to get rid of an asset and all of those things. So having your own in place is going to be crucial. So determine if you have adequate coverage, and if you don't, look at the link below and schedule a life insurance consultation with me. I have an appointment today, this afternoon, to get the information for this new long-term care, life insurance, long-term care, cancer care, and critical illness policies that we have. I'm getting the link to that to be able to set it up on the Amazing Woman Network page, and we'll do some testing, I guess, tomorrow. And I know I will be getting my policies up under these policies up under this program that we have. I will be doing those, and as soon as we know it's functioning and the link is live and it's a go, it will also be in the description. And keep in mind, the life insurance part of that is a permanent policy up to $80,000 with no medical questions asked. They're not asking any medical questions. So you have individuals right now who cannot get any type of insurance or adequate insurance. They need to tap in to this. Okay. So everything is a process, y'all. When we talk about estate planning, when we talk about financial planning, when we talk about long-term care planning, everything is a process. And the goal is to just tackle one thing after another. Don't wait, don't try to do it all. Do this thing today. Maybe in 2 days later, do the next thing. Maybe in 2 days after that, do the next thing. The goal is to get it done, because once you have it done and in place, it's there. And then once a year, you come to review. You make sure if there's beneficiaries that if you need to change the beneficiary because maybe someone died or is ill or is, whatever it is that you need to change that beneficiary or add another one, you want to make sure you do that, because when tragedy happens, you don't always remember, because you're grieving, to go back and update that paperwork. But at least once a year, you want to make sure you do that. Twice a year, I would think, on beneficiaries. So yeah, it is a process. The goal is to get it done. I hope this information that I am providing is helpful. If it is, subscribe to the channel and be sure to turn notifications on so that you don't miss a training. Also, share this information. There's people that that are going through that exact same thing. They have somebody who does not have life insurance, and that person might have a serious illness, right? And it could ultimately winds up being a illness that will end in you know death or long-term care or something like that. So for them to be able to get a policy that goes in effect day one, right? You're approved, and that death benefit would pay out the next day if unfortunately that person died, as opposed to a 12-month or 2-year waiting period to pay that death benefit. Or the person has to live for 2 months after they get for 2 years after they get the policy in order for the beneficiaries to be paid that. So this is a true guaranteed issue, no questions asked policy. Share this information with somebody I promise you someone that needs these policies. Okay. Now, I always say, and I'm going to say it again today, give yourself some grace. Give yourself some grace for what you didn't do in the past, what you didn't know, what you didn't understand. Give yourself some grace today. But tomorrow, you can't give yourself the same grace because now you know. Keep striving for your next level. Never, ever, ever give up on you. This is an investment in you and in your family. So invest in you. I promise you, it is the best. It is the best decision you will ever make. And it's one that you will never, ever, ever regret. Thank you so much for joining me today. I am Crystal L. Gunn, and I will see you next time. Thank you for watching. I appreciate your time. Be sure to join me for the private online Q&A immediately following. The link is in the description. And if you haven't done so already, please be sure to subscribe to my channel and turn notifications on so you never miss this opportunity. Thank you again, and I will see you